Well, to give a bit of context to Meta's recent run, markets and data editor and host of Stocks in Translation, Jared Blikre, joins us now to take a closer look at how the social media company's winning streak stacks up to longtime AI darling Nvidia. Jared, what did you find?
20 days is really impressive. 20-day win streak here for Meta, and you can see it's up almost 20% on the year, which is a real standout when you compare it to these other mega caps. So considering the huge run-up that we've seen in Nvidia, and I'll put this on a 3-year basis, you can see Nvidia up 480% on this time frame. Going back 3 years, Meta up 238%, but how do they stack up in terms of the market cap gains? And that's something I was looking at right here. This is a 5-year chart, and this shows the rolling 1-year change in market cap over 12 months. And in white, we have Meta, and Nvidia, we have green. So in white here, you can see both of these securities, both of these stocks took a nice dip in 2022. That was that nasty bear market. That was when Meta cut their costs and a lot of heads in that area. But then they both had a resurgence. And by 2024, about Q2 or so, it was heading north of $2 trillion gained over the prior 12 months. And it fluctuated a bit, but it actually peaked out at about $2.5 trillion in December of last year. Meanwhile, Meta was continuing to tack on gains. And by the way, if this goes sideways, that means it's still adding to gains, but just at the same rate. So Meta kind of plateaued here, and even notwithstanding the 20-day win streak, we didn't really see much of an acceleration in terms of its market cap gains. So Nvidia right now is just within a few percentage points of its record high, and I don't think that constitutes a bubble. You need 2 sides for the bubble, and so if Nvidia is not in a bubble, I don't think Meta is either. But I also thought it was interesting to gauge how the Mag 7 stocks have contributed to the S&P 500 gains over the last few years. So I have 2023, 2024, 2025. The biggest difference you're going to see is this year we have a few losers. Those market cap losses going south there. And for that we have Apple, Alphabet, Microsoft, and Tesla. Tesla's down about $157 billion, so it's leading down this year. But you're also going to notice a few standouts. Now in 2023, there were about $5.1 trillion in market cap gains from the Mag 7, and this constituted 62% of the S&P 500 gains. The next year was similar. It was actually a little bit more market cap, $5.5 trillion, constituting 55% of those gains. And this year, well, it's only 126 million. That's about 1/30 of what we saw last year, and that percentage works out to about 5 or 6%. Now, we still have some standouts. In 2023, Microsoft was leading the charge, though we had a number of others that contributed similarly, Apple here and Nvidia. But then in 2024, it was really an Nvidia story, and that really stands out there. This year, guess what? It is a Meta story. Meta is kind of carrying the water for the Mag 7, arguably for a lot of the S&P 500 itself. So when we take it, to wrap it all up here, when we take a look at what's going on beneath the surface in terms of the mega caps and their market cap gains, it indeed looks like we have a healthy rotation in this market in 2025 because the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100 are hitting record highs, and yet we don't see the Mag 7 participation we used to. All of that just points to a healthy rotation in this bull market.
All right, Jared, thank you so much for breaking that down for us. We appreciate it as always.